Here's a typical mine shack. It was like crazy up here with all the people that lived up here in uranium mining country back in the Cold War and mining that uranium. This one was actually a pretty good one. You'll see people like lately they've camped out here, left their pots and pans, and even put some stone down on the floor right there. Actually, this one's built pretty dang good. They got some tarp up there. And then coming around here, you can see just remnants of all kinds of stuff. The old trash piles, a lot of people like to go through them. And there's the old root cellar. So they didn't have refrigeration up here. You can see where they used some old drill steel to help build this old root cellar. And trash piles everywhere. It's phenomenal actually how much trash and how big this area mining country is. This is crazy huge. So onward to look at some other cool stuff. So this is really typical of uranium country. An old head frame out here in the middle of nowhere, sticking out there like a sore thumb. I don't think it's a sore thumb. I think it'll look pretty cool actually. This is kind of the country. I mean, there is nobody up here. There hasn't been anybody up here for a few days anyways. We're way off the road. So I'll explain this thing to you. So this is a head frame, and it was going down vertical here. And getting the uranium and vanadium ore out. So I'm sure that the shaft is covered up by now. Almost all these mines back in here have been covered up either by the state of Colorado, the BLM, or the Department of Energy. Depends on what was going on there. So anyways, the shaft was right here where this pile of dirt is. And I can tell you right now, this was either done, and there was some companies that were closing their own mines, like Cotter Corporation. So that building back there in the background, that was the hoist house, or hoist room. And so they would lower the ore buckets down in the shaft here, and the guy running it, and he'd even have marks on his cable, or yeah, he would have marks on his cable on his winch line, so he knew where to stop. And then he'd winch this thing up and winch all that ore up out of here, and then it'd raise it up. You can see those wooden guides. So this vertical guide right here on each side would bring the ore bucket up, which also served as what they called a man trip. So miners would ride that bucket down too. So there was a big old wheel up there, if you can see it. I'll zoom in on it. That's a shiv. So the wire came out of that hoist house into that shiv and then straight down into the mine. So what would happen here, you bring it up and get over here where you can see it a little bit better, but there's a chute right there, and they would raise it up and dump it into that chute. And it would slide down the chute, and then it would go into a dump truck. So this one's a little bit different. They must have, yeah, they have the side chute, okay. So they would get the chute filled up, and then a dump truck would back under here, and they would pull the gate here and fill up the dump truck, and then they would take it down to the mill over by Natarita, more than likely. And if they were mining and they were ready, they'd have a dump truck sitting here too, maybe, and then they would flip it. There's a gate up there. It'd either flip and go into the hopper over here, or it'd go down in that chute. Maybe there was reasons why they did that. I'm not sure, but that's my guess. So yeah, here's your uranium mine head frame. Here's an old uranium mine here. It has a culvert with a back closure on it. Some sulfides there. A lot of people are like, oh, that's uranium. There's a possibility it's radioactive. There's, what's this say? I don't know what you can see on here. Straight, narrow. I can't read everything there. Section, we're on straight, June 17th, 1967. 1966. It kind of gives you a date of what was going on. Just about as old as me. And they're using that to hold up that rock right there. Feels like it's gonna rain. Anyways, so yeah, we're over here. There's a big old uranium mine. You can see the waste pile. No loadout. And there's always remnants of stuff around. So all this uranium was in sandstone rock mainly, and type sedimentary, I should say sedimentary rock. And so out here in the middle of nowhere, then all of a sudden you start seeing, why is this river rock up here? It's like, what the heck? And then you see this. So they took the gravel out of the San Miguel River, and they would either use it to get up the road with those single axle dump trucks to get traction, and then once they dumped it, they would use it to plate the road so it wasn't slick anymore. So this road has been plated. This is an old road here going up to an old mine. So what I'm going to do is get a little bit of sample this just to see if there's gold in it. Well, I got some samples in my bucket there, screened them out, and I'm always just, I don't know, I'm kind of a nature type guy. Some pretty good, there's a little cedar tree coming up. There's another one coming up. There's some cactus. Nice little cedar coming up right there. And the one that was really neat, it's about to bloom, is this little cactus. Purple flower on it. But anyways, yeah, this thing's all lined with gold. A road paved in gold. There's my sample there. Now we just got to go find some water now. I don't know if I'll do it yet tonight or not. It's probably going to run out dark by the time we get down out of here and get to some water. So we'll see what happens. All right. Yep, we got gold showing. Ooh, there's a good piece in there. Nice. What was I looking for? Get rid of this, so we're fighting it for the video. All right, we got us a good one. Well, we got it's in the better part of that bucket there. We got some stuff to show here now. Alright, look at these nice little pieces here. Up in the corner right above the black sand. See that? See it right in there. Nice little.